Do you ever wonder why it is that religions extol poverty and depression and sadness and suffering of all sorts? Well, the reason is because a poor, stupid, uneducated populace is never going to see, hey, wait a minute, this religion is fucking us over every moment of every day. And that's how the Catholic Church has run for years. I mean, they, kept people poor. They kept people from actually reading the Bible. I mean, the Bible wasn't something... Christians didn't used to have the Bible. I mean, most people couldn't even read. But even the people that could read, the Bible wasn't made available to everyone. The priests wanted it to themselves, so that only their interpretation of it could reign supreme over the end of the day. But we're not here to talk about Christianity today. We're here to talk about a religion that still exploits poverty and suffering and is probably the worst offender of all. And Captain O Awesome has covered this, is probably the only atheist I've seen, at least on here, to really go after them. But even he only really kind of scratched the surface, I think. And that religion, of course, is, as you can see in my little title up there, Buddhism, the great evil. Alright, first of all, we're going to cover the Four Noble Truths. This is something that Captain Awesome did in his video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But I just want to read the Four Noble Truths to you. The Four Noble Truths. 1. Life is suffering. Now, that may be true. That may be true. Life may be suffering. I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like life is suffering. Maybe suffering is part of life, but I don't know that life is nothing but suffering. But, so, I mean, right off the bat, you have a really negative notion here. I mean, this is a kind of not exactly the kind of thing you'd want to follow, really. I mean, Buddhists don't usually sell it on that merit. They don't usually, if you ever talk to a Buddhist, the first thing out of their mouths is not usually life is suffering. Okay, the number 2, suffering is due to attachment. So, if you love your kids, or your shoes, or you have a favorite pair of pants, or any of that stuff, that's the reason you're suffering. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, the bums that you see on the street with pretty much nothing are so happy. I mean, we've all seen them out there, with their rags, dancing around in the streets, celebrating how great life is without attachments, and then, even if they do get something, they just throw it away. They don't even want that. Like, you try to give them money, you try to give those bums money, you're just like, here, man, take some money. And they're like, no, I'm so happy without it. So, I mean, we're 2 fucking sentences deep into this religion, and it already stinks of about the most horrible bullshit you could ever imagine. 3, attachment can be overcome. Okay. 4, there is a path for accomplishing this. That's redundant. 3 and 4 say the same thing. When you say it's overcome, when you say that attachment can be overcome, that suggests that there's a way to accomplish this. It says the same thing. Buddha was fucking redundant as shit. Okay? It should be the 3 noble truths. It shouldn't be the 3 noble truths. We should do the 3 bullshit cockamamie lies. Alright, and then we have this 8-fold path shit. And a lot of these come across as being something that's really positive, but, we're able to fuck anything up, so... Let's see, number 1 thing in the Eightfold Path is, right view is the true understanding of the Four Noble Truths, which we've just shown to be pretty much bullshit. Number 2, right aspiration is the true desire to free oneself from attachment, ignorance, and hatefulness. It seems like it's getting really redundant now, because that was what the Four Noble Truths fucking said. So number 1 and number 2 are the fucking same. Right speech involves abstaining from lying, gossiping, or hurtful talk. Okay? We can all agree with that, I think, for the most part. I mean, lying is bad for the most part. I mean, sometimes a little lie can be good. I mean, you have to protect someone's feelings or something like that. You tell someone that her dress or her jeans or whatever the fuck she's wearing looks good when it actually looks like shit. You'd rather see her naked anyway. But that's besides the point. Anyway, gossiping, hurtful truth. I mean, hurtful talk, rather. Yeah, so, I mean, nothing really wrong with that one. I mean, it's kind of altruistic, and that in itself is a little lame, but, well, whatever. We all have lofty goals from time to time. Right action involves abstaining from hurtful behaviors, such as killing, stealing, and careless sex. Well, that's pretty accurate. I mean, 2 out of 3. I mean, you're never going to see me speaking out against careless sex ever. Unless the message here is, careless sex is in, you end up having children, because, that's not good. Children are like the worst STD. But that's also besides the point. 5, right livelihood means making your living in such a way as to avoid dishonesty and hurting others, including animals. Yeah. So, if you do anything, well, I mean, all the advertising jobs in America are gone. I mean, because you can't do those jobs without being dishonest. There's no lawyers tomorrow, so that'd probably be maybe a good thing on a superficial level, but when you actually think about it, probably not so much. Let's see. And hurting animals. Well, I mean, I eat cheeseburgers, and I'm not going to go tell the fucking people slaughtering the cows to cut it out. I'm not going to be joining PETA anytime soon. This is number 6. Right effort is a matter of exerting oneself in regard to the content of one's mind. Bad qualities should be abandoned and prevented from arising again. Good qualities should be enacted and nurtured. Wow, thanks, Dr. Phil. If you have bad thoughts, just discard them and let the good thoughts in. I mean, this is the kind of simplistic view of the human psyche that you'd expect from some archaic-ass, ancient bullshit religion. And that's just what it is. But, I mean, the big problem here is that this religion has not adapted at all to fit in the modern world. It's a religion that literally has not evolved at all since its inception. And people actually do follow these exact fucking rules. Right mindfulness is the focusing of one's attention on one's body, feelings, thoughts, and consciousness in such a way as to overcome craving, hatred, and ignorance. Okay, look, you're not going to overcome